Happy Sunday afternoon, everyone. So, thanks for joining in. We are going to, we're going to get a dog hair out of my water. Why is there dog hair in my water? That's what we're going to do today. No, we're going to start working on number 2 of these pumpkin wooden signs. And this one, I've sketched up what I've got here in the center one, where I'll have a model pumpkin up here on the top, a regular standard orange pumpkin here in the second spot. This one is my lumpy lump ones, the warty. He's so weird. A warty one that I'm going to paint more like a gourd kind of thing. And in looking at this earlier, I was like, yeah, if I wanted to do the dark black or dark green lines in it, I've kind of made my work cut out for me because I put foam spots in places, but I can work around that no problem. So we're going to play with that. And then down on the other end is one of those funky rustic, I don't want to say rustic, like a, well, okay, rustic rose, it's one of those dusty rose kind of things. I've seen those pumpkins around. So I'm going to make that one on that one. That'll probably be next Sunday. And then a dark green pumpkin, different than the grayish green pumpkin that we did up top over here on this one. But this one will just be just more of like a gourd kind of thing, just darker green stripes on it. So thank you, Rhonda and Jerlea, for joining in and chatting. You have me totally hungry for roast beef and mashed potatoes and chicken and dumplings and everything else. Sal is going to make his very famous Italian pepper steak tomorrow. I was out shopping this morning and got him the stuff that he needs. Got him the steak and the onion that he needs. Everything else we're getting out of our garden. Did okay in the garden this year. It did okay at first, but then we just did not get much rain at all throughout the summer. And now all of a sudden, boom, it's fall. It's like and there's a county, couple counties. So it's at the edge of the border between, or not the between. It's at the border of Pennsylvania and New York. It's McKean County. It has it's famous, or kind of was famous for having the tallest or highest railroad trestle. It actually went across 2 mountaintops up there, and it was called the Kinzu Bridge. I've actually been on it several times. My dad used to take us up there, and you could walk down the valley and crawl up the other side of it. We did that like twice. And then you can walk across the bridge. And they also, back then, they used to have a train that actually was, they would do it in the fall, and so that you could see the fall colors of the train, and then you would ride the train across that bridge, and the train would purposely stop on that bridge. So when you looked out the window, you saw nothing. You just saw the tops of the other mountains around you. And if you were acrophobic, fear of heights, you did not want to be on that train at all. But in, I think it was 2003, they were working on the bridge to get it stronger, and an F1 tornado came through and knocked out half of it. So now it is just kind of a you can go out so far and then it ends, and it's now just a kind of like an overlook kind of thing. So it kind of sucks that it happened that way, because it was a really cool bridge. I think they said that the only other bridge like it was, I want to say it was in Russia or someplace in Europe had one that was like that, but it was pretty cool. I don't know that much about railroad knowledge. I just know of the ones that I've did. There are several here in Pennsylvania that can do it. I've done East Broad Top, but the one at Kinzu was really cool because you could, when you walked down into the valley, you were underneath the trusses of the bridge and stuff. And I've taken pictures of stuff underneath it, so it was nice. I was going to post a video on Tuesday. It's the anniversary of my dad's passing. I made a sign for my brother, for him to hang up in his when he goes camping. He used to take my dad camping and go fishing and stuff, but I made him a sign. He wanted a sign. I made him a sign, and I was going to post it online on the channel, but I'm not going to just yet. It's my dad loved to watch stuff on YouTube. He would watch the ones of the girls giving the huskies dog baths and stuff like that, and he would watch anything because he couldn't really leave the house. He could leave the house, but he couldn't go exploring like he wanted to, and so he would end up just watching stuff on YouTube. And I should have started this channel when he was around, because I know he would have loved it. But I kind of started it late, but the channel is dedicated to him, so he can we can remember him by. But I was going to post something on Tuesday for him, but I'm going to put it on private, just because it has has his name and stuff on it. I mean, I know names can be found easily on the internet, but I just didn't want to do that just yet. But I showed it. I gave it to my brother Friday. I gave it to him Friday, and he absolutely loved it. He was not expecting me to do what I did to it. He thought I was going to use my Cricut and make something fun with it, and I said, no, you're getting something that is worthy of a campsite, so that when you hang it up, it's there, and it's then it's just for him. So, but he loved it, absolutely loved it, which I'm glad. Maybe in a couple of years, maybe in like 2 or 3 years, I'll make the video public. But for right now, I think I'm just going to make it private. So what I've got here going, I'm starting. Let me check everybody's. Yeah, he was something else, and he could make you pissed, or you could be okay. But there's plenty of things that he did that we look back now and go, why did you do that? Why didn't you let us do this? Why, because he got upset when I moved away. He got upset when we all moved out, and it's life. It's what happens. So, but he's my brother is moving into the not moving into the house. We're getting rid of his trailer that he had. And if you heard that sneeze, that was Sal downstairs. But did I paint? No, I didn't paint that. Nope. So great. I got to paint the sides of this too. Okay. But he had a lot of jobs. He worked quite a lot of places. I don't mean to say like he worked, did odd jobs here and there. He took classes to be a draftsman, and he was that for many years. And then when the draftsman, the place that he was working up at, went had to close because they were using asbestos in their stuff, and then that got banned. So they had to close the place down because of that. And so then he worked as a machinist for a little bit, and he was a draftsman for years and years and years. Most of his life, he was a draftsman. I have his drafting table downstairs, and a lot of the equipment that comes with it, because there's like these bars that you can move around and to draw straight lines and angles and triangle things, all kinds of rulers and things like that. And I certainly don't need to use all of those, but I've got the table because it is a very nice, strong, heavy table. Very freaking heavy table. I need to wanted to use it to paint my watercolors or something like that on it. Just use it for that. But he was very, very stubborn. He wanted to do what he wanted to do, and that was. I get that. I get that off of him. I want to do things a certain way, and I don't want to do it anyway else. So. So the color I'm using here is that buttercream again. I can't remember if I mentioned that. But I was at Walmart Friday night. Oh my gosh, my days are messed up here because of this holiday weekend. And I got out of work at 2:00 on Friday, so it's like still trying to. I still keep thinking it's Saturday. But was it a Walmart Not one that I normally go to at all, but they had some apple barrel paints. What are these ones? They had some of these, and they were only like 50 cents. And I'm like, okay, I've got some. I don't really need any more paint. I have a ton off to the side that I gotta in containers and stuff that I've cataloged and put in my thing and matched to see if I have ones of similar colors or hues, and I gotta go through those. I'll do that tonight probably. I didn't buy many. I just bought a few. There were a couple oranges in there that I got. One was called Orange Sherbet, and I know every time I use that, I will be freaking hungry for orange sherbet. I love orange sherbet. I like the rainbow sherbet too. That's good. Okay, this one is going to need possibly a good coating or two because it's just not. I should have done it in reverse. I should have painted this on and then put the green and the orange on top of it instead of doing it this way. But when you do it this way, you also have, like, I can have the finer details of the orange pop through, which is completely fine. That's totally usable. But I'm going to definitely sponge some of this around. Oops, come on. A little chunk of dry paint there. I like to make sure that my paints, when my painting surface doesn't have the little dry chunks. I just prefer it to be a smooth, smooth surface. Well, look at that. I didn't do that side. Hope everyone's getting, well, I should say everybody's getting ready. Everybody's back to school now and everything, and all the school buses and everything is out and about, and kids in school. And now it's time to think of more important matters like Halloween. Gotta have Halloween up. The stores were starting to have a lot of Halloween stuff out. Not a lot, but they're getting there. I think they're still getting their back to school stuff out of their main sections and shifting over to the Halloween Walmart and Lowe's that I went to this weekend. Definitely having some of it. Even Costco had a little bit. I was surprised. They had a little bit, not much. But I can say that I am now finally the proud owner of a 10-foot skeleton to put in the yard. I didn't want, when it first came out in 2020, Sal wanted to buy me one, and I didn't want him to. We were both laid off, and I didn't want him to use his money for that. And but they had them at had the Lowe's had it yesterday, so I broke down and finally bought one. And we named him. I have a giant 16-foot blow up spider. He gets placed somewhere around in the yard every other year. I move him around different places, but his name is Boris, and I didn't know this, but there is a song by The Who called Boris the Spider. If you've never heard it, it's different. Yeah, it is strange and not really what you would expect The Who to do, but it's there. And they so my spider's name is Boris, and we kept calling the skeleton Skelly, and I'm like, no, I don't. Everybody calls him Skelly. I don't want to call him Skelly. I want to call him something else. So his name is Lugosi. So since we're Italian, Lugosi really, it sounds more Italian than it is, because I think he was Hungarian. Bela Lugosi, I'm speaking of. I think he was actually Hungarian. But now we have our giant skeleton, and he's going to stand out there probably all year long, and I will probably decorate him, make him wear outfits and stuff throughout the years, or throughout the months, and have him do something fun. But this year I'm probably going to. I've been buying, even last year I bought some those various skeleton animals of different things, and so I'm gonna have like a dead petting zoo in the yard for the kids. And we actually don't get a lot of kids, which really kind of bums me out that we don't, because I do a lot of decorations, but kind of it's for me more than anything. But we don't get a lot of kids up here because we're on the top of a hill, and down below, everybody down there gets all the kids. If all the kids up here in the hill go down there, but the kids down there don't come up here to get the kids or get candy. So it's kind of stupid, because when you were a kid, you would think, "Oh, candy anywhere you go anywhere, walk anywhere, do." And they don't. They don't come up here to get the candy, and so it's just, we do it for fun. It really do it for my fun, my happiness, and um, so I end up being the Halloween house on the hill. And this year, I think what I'm going to do is instead of, because we usually buy a bunch of candy and then we only have like maybe, it depends if might have only 6 kids, we might have 10 kids. It just really depends. And meanwhile, down the hill, on the not really main street, but the main drag through our area, yeah, it'll be, people will get, 50, 60 kids easily, and nobody wants to come up the hill. So, but Lowe's also did have like a, what was it, it's a 20-foot tall blow up skeleton. It's just a black and white skeleton. It's just but it's neat. And thought about getting that to try to draw attention to get kids up here. These years I was going to try to. The neighbor has horses. I was going to try to talk him into making like a hayride and going around the neighborhood and picking up kids and doing that. But I think I can probably also get some people to do it with a there's a couple of people up here that have 4-wheelers, and they would probably do something like that too. So, give me 1 second here. Puppy dog, I need my foot. Annie. Sorry, Annie. That's the second time today I've called her by her old dog's name. Ouch. Let's not rip off fingernails right now. Give me 1 second. I'm going to mute myself because I got to blow my nose. All right, sorry about that. There is one of these. One of my, I don't know, I just want to say one. There are a few paints that the older they get, the I don't know, they put off a certain smell, and that really triggers me. To what color was that? 301. Hold on 1 second. Come on here. Oh. And then when I open it, I will start to sneeze and my nose gets restricted and I can't breathe out of. It's really what it is. Of that more than anything is just. I'm just taking this to get a little bit. Oh, and actually, there was a spot up here I fill in. So, okay. Move this back out. Oh, my bottle. Sal got this off of Temu. He used to order stuff off of Temu a lot, and then he stopped a couple. Now, it's been a while since he's ordered off of them. But yeah, it has the different sizes that I can do. Smaller, or flip it around to this side, or this side and flip it around to the other side. So, but yeah, I brought it up here because I have the one I have downstairs has this one and this one, and I needed these two smaller ones for bottles up here, so I brought it up here. So, okie doke. He needs to dry for a little bit. And really, he's dry. But I needed to dry so that I can see a little more, so I can see what how much of another layer of paint I need to put on it. So this guy is Apple Barrel Orange. All the colors I do use are matte. They aren't satin or gloss. I don't have any of those. I do have them. They're off to the side, and I have probably, let's see, how many does that thing hold? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20. I have about 20. Either, actually, let me back that up. Let me grab this one, and even Smart Art does it. Delta does not make multi-surface, I don't believe. They may now, but they never did before. It was just completely indoor, plain porous surfaces like this, or ceramics, like, wood and ceramics and other things. They never really did that. But Apple Barrel, Craftsmart, and we try to find one. Yeah. Actually, I don't even think Deco Art makes one. Oh, come on. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, that's a Craftsmart. There it is. There's a folk art. All of these are matte. That's all that I use. But these brands will do a multi-surface one, or one that can be used indoor, outdoor, and they also will make, especially with Apple Barrel and Folk Art will do it a lot. They'll make a satin and a gloss, and those ones, like, I only have probably, I think I have 2 glosses in my whole collection of all my paints. I think I only have 2 or 3 gloss paints. I have about 20 multi-surface ones that can be indoor, outdoor. But the good majority of all the ones that I am surrounded with are just this matte, plain matte acrylic. That's what I've always used. Because when you do, I spray coat them with a gloss paint, or I can spray paint them with a matte color paint, but just to give it as a sealant on it. So that's what I've used for most of those. All right. So you were 31. And pizza dry. No unicorn spit today. I'm not doing that on these ones. I didn't want to do them on these because if I had done the other side, or if I'd done one side of them going through these holes, the unicorn spit would have gone through to the back side of it, and I would have had really big gaps and mixed paint on the backside, and it would have been hard to paint over. So I didn't want to do unicorn spit on these ones just because of that. I could have manually painted the unicorn spit on, and I actually did that. Let me grab this guy here. Don't fall over. Come on. Oh. Come on, come out. I need to clean up my room. Tell me, clean your room. Okay, so this was unicorn spit. This is the unicorn spit. I watered it down because it is a heavy concentrated thing, so you have to put it off to the side, watered it down, and applied it to this as a nice stain. And it has, you can see the grain of the wood on it. Did really good. I can't remember what I did for that, but I think it's a stain too. I can't remember, but and I manually brushed that on, and so, but I didn't really want to do that to all of this because it would have been cool. It really would have been cool to do, but I'll show a handful of these while that's. So there's a pumpkin. I bought these at, I think I got these at the Joann clearance. So I have a couple of skulls. There's another pumpkin, and of course I have spider webs. 2 spider webs. What was that? Sorry, there was a loud noise. And little mini tombstones. I got all the dogs running down. So, but I may put in unicorn spit on these just for fun. But those are my fun ones to do. But I was out riding around, and they still have some of the Joann store signs still up in places, and it's like, you guys really, really ruined that for us. Because okay, it was a package. That's what it was. I was wondering what was going on. So we had a package delivered on a Sunday. It's Sal's birthday present. Kind of late, but he got it. Alrighty, we're going to just brush these on. And again, this is Craftsmart dark orange. It's not really dark orange compared to this. This is a dark orange, and it was called orange. So, but I'm going to just lightly brush that over. Now what? What are you? Oh, leave that alone, silly. This dog, Sabine, would eat a 40-pound bag of dog food if I let her in one sitting. And she's constantly hungry. Actually, I might step away for a second and get her a bone. Actually, I didn't see those at Costco either. I didn't see the bones. I get her those bully sticks and let her eat those while I'm usually painting, because that distracts her enough that she can be underneath the tape. Hey, stop. And what she's getting into now is one of those Kong cheese whiz things. And give me 1 second, because I have to get it off of her, because she will eat. Stop it. Nobody bought Joann's. Actually, I should say, a hedge fund company bought Joann's and liquidated all of the assets, and that's why all the stores had to close, because they wanted their money out of it. They didn't see it as an investment. They just saw it as free money. So that's why all of the stores are closed. But yes, she is just a good girl. What? I know. You want some of this stuff. This is what she wants. This easy treat. I don't know where your Kong is, because you and your sister both go nuts. All right, let's pour a little bit of that on the floor. Here, lick that off. Thank you. Oh, I gotta set it up high, because otherwise she'll chew the nozzle off the top of it, and I don't want her to do that, because I don't want her eating plastic. But there, now she's happy. She can make. I just squirted it on the floor, so now she's licking the floor. So I meant to paint the insides, so the mouths and the eyes and the nose. I meant to paint them black, because I decided that in the last video that I wasn't. If I paint the other side, like, I'm going to give my mom and sister a chance to pick which one of these they want. And then I might give one to another, to an aunt, possibly. I don't know. If she'll want one. I don't know if she will. She might. But there we go. But she whichever one they choose, I'm going to paint the back side of them with just non-stick silly things. I might paint, not really silly, just non-pumpkin colors. Like I'll do like a metallic silver or a metallic purple. I could probably do a metallic orange. I actually bought this the other day. I have not tried it yet. Is Liquitex iridescent medium that it has a pearlescent mica and gives a reflective opalescent sheen that you could mix these two together and create your own pearl color paint. So I could do that with orange on one side of it and make a really cool fancy things, but I thought that I have so many shades and so many colors and stuff that sometimes and I only have let's see, 8, 16, 24, 32, right? I only have about 40, less than 50 individual paints that are actually pearl or metallic. And so that's why I got this, to try to make my own. And they're more like they're traditional colors, like they're blue, like royal blue and purple. And I do not believe I have an orange iridescent or metallic. No, I don't think I do. I got plenty of gold, a couple shades of golds and stuff, but not an actual orange. I don't think I do. I know I have an orange glitter that's in front of me right here, actually. Twinkles from Deco Art. Nice. I usually try to, if when it comes to glitter, things like that, I try to collect the rainbow colors, like of the straight colors, the purple, the blue, the red, the green, the gold, the orange, fuchsia if they have it. So I try to have all that, and that's what I have with the metallic and iridescent paints over there. I've got that set up like that, but I don't have a lot in here. But as I was saying, I'm going to paint the insides of these black, and I meant to do that before painting this weekend, but I just did not get a chance to get up here and do any painting. Actually, I did a little bit, but I was working on my dad's sign, so did a little bit of creative stuff, but I made his sign, and that's what I worked on. So, but I am going to, but I'm going to paint it black in the thing, so that way it's can flipped over both sides. You'll be able to see it, and I will put glow in the dark paint in it. I have that over here. I have green glow in the dark paint that I will paint also on top. When I put the black in, I'll put this on over top of it so that it will glow in the dark on both sides. And when you hang it up or sit it on a porch. So there's something in the room that is making my plugging up my sinuses. I'm not getting a what you call it, like a runny nose or anything, but boy, I'm just getting plugged up. had somebody say, it's not allergies if it's that. I'm like, yeah, it's allergies because it's. If I can breathe fine and I'm getting a reaction on something, that's an allergic reaction. You try to argue with me that it wasn't. Hey, Jerla, if you're gonna eat what are you're making chicken and dumplings. Eating chicken and dumplings and watching this and not sharing. But no, I do want to make that here sometime soon. I don't know how you make it. I make it with I've never liked making something to make something else like when you have to, if you boil a chicken down and then you have to rip the chicken apart, rip the bones off of it and strip it down and things like that. I hate doing that. I really do. So I have seen that Costco sells the rotisserie chicken shredded, so I may actually try and grab some of that next time and just try to make chicken and dumplings using that. But I will normally just take boneless thighs and maybe some chicken breasts and cook them down just so that I don't have to deal with messing around with stripping bones out of the chicken and messing with them too much. Because I don't know. I just don't like doing things like that and having like when you make manicotti or stuffed shells. And then also with like pigs to blankets or stuffed cabbage, whichever you call them. To be able to boil everything and to make the stuff separate and then to assemble it together and then to big. There's too many steps for me. I just want to have it, eat it, done. And lasagna is probably the only one that I will actually that I don't mind doing because you have to make the ground meat, get it good, and then assemble the lasagna. I use the no cook noodles. I don't do the cooked noodles. I use the oven baked noodle things where you just basically put the noodles in the pan and you put enough sauce and water in it for it to cook the noodle for you. And those ones I will do that. I haven't made a lasagna in a while. I should probably do that here sometime. But for like my mom would do it the hard way. She would for chicken and dumplings, she would cook the chicken, boil the chicken, and then rip it apart, and then make the separate the broth and everything and make it all together and stuff. I was like, that's just too much. It's too much work for me. So, but I will put. I think the last time I do cream of chicken and cream of mushroom. I don't know if you put. Some people don't like putting mushrooms in it, but I love mushrooms. And sometimes when my mom comes down to visit, she will make it, make chicken and dumplings as her parting gift. In a way. She'll make it, and then we'll have it gone in like a day or two. We'll just eat that constant. That's it. And I'll tease her and I'll call her up and I'm like, hey, you need to come back and make some more chicken and dumplings for us because we're all out. And we need more. So, but I just don't like doing all the extra work just to make something. Like when you, for things like that, I admire people that do. Great, go for it. I love it, but I just can't. It's weird. I'm very patient on some things, but when it comes to stuff like that, I just have to really, you gotta now you gotta boil the noodles, and then you gotta cook this and wait till that's done, and do something else, and then do something else, and then you can eat it. So, my mom will also make especially here now in the fall. She might come down for Halloween. I'm not quite sure if she will this year. I hope she does. But she she'll bring down a bunch of apples and make apple crisp or an apple pie or something. And then we'll eat all that up. And after she leaves, and then we'll call her up and say, "Hey, you forgot something. There's a pan here that's empty and it needs more apple crisp, or it needs more of this." So, okay. If you're new to the channel and you've been hearing me rattle on and on and on and on and on and on, I'm actually answering and talking to people that are in the chat. So if you are watching this, you can click on the button that says "Watch the Chat Live Replay," and you'll be able to see what's going on, who I'm chatting with, and who's posting. And if you have any questions as to what I am doing and my techniques that I'm showing here, this is dry brushing right now. I'm just dry brushing this on. Don't be afraid to ask a question. I will try to answer as best I can. And I'm working on these. I have 4 of these pumpkin door signs. I bought them at Michael's 2023 and 2022. 2022 had a different look. But these were from 2023, and I'm just now getting around to painting them. And I've finished one. Actually, I've finished 2. I should say I finished 2 with just the pumpkins and gourd side. This is number 3. I have number 4 waiting to go for once I get this one done. Every Sunday at 4, I'm going to try to at least paint 2 or 3 of the pumpkins and get it done. And so that way I can give them to my mom and my sister, and so that they have them, so that they can stick them out for Halloween. So, Mexican lasagna. Ooh. And of course, then Rhonda comes back and she's talking about a roast and things. Mexican lasagna. That sounds interesting. All right. I'm going to put another coat of this back here. I'm going to let that dry for a little bit. I mean, it is dry again. It's dry to the touch. But sometimes you have to let paint set a little bit to, especially with wood, to let it absorb into the surface a little bit, because it just gives it, because I have a layer of paint underneath it here in some of these spots. You just kind of want it to set and settle in between the two, so that you have it have an idea of how transparent your paint is and how opaque it can be. So I'm going to really, really brush this on. And if you're new to the channel, you'll see that I don't pour paint out into a cup and use it that way. I feel like that's a waste of paint, because acrylic paint will dry pretty darn quick. So I don't pour it out into something. I actually will use the lid that it's that the paint is in, or if you saw me in the last one, I will actually just squeeze the paint up into the thing and use the paintbrush, paint right out of the bottle. It's just my way of kind of preserving the paints and not wasting them. And what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to stagger a little bit here off to the side, doing it kind of thick, as thick as much as this paint will let me, I should say. Oh, really thick. Oh. But yesterday we went to it's a Japanese Chinese restaurant that Sal wanted to go there for his birthday, so we went there for his birthday. His birthday was on Thursday, and we didn't get a chance to really go out and do anything on Thursday, so we waited until yesterday, Saturday, to go out and do it. And our rule of our birthdays that we've always done is that you have to try something new that you've never tried before, because it is you don't have to like it. You don't have to ever have it again. But we always try to make sure that we say, hey, we're going to try something different. And we've been to this restaurant long time ago, so it hadn't really changed that much. But the only thing that they did have that changed was they added sushi. And I'm not super big on foods like that, because I always like, ew, raw fish, eh. And I've never been a fan of like shrimp or anything like that. So I'm just not I want to say the only thing I've eaten is, hamburgers and mac and cheese, but no, I've eaten other, mom's made good food too. But for some foods, we would always be like, yeah, okay, let's try this. So that's our point. We do when we have one of our birthdays, is that we will try something that we've never had before. It doesn't need to be a food. It could be a drink. Like, say you've never had a shot of whiskey or some crazy or margarita or something like that. You don't necessarily have to drink the whole thing. You can, but we make sure that you just try something new on your birthday, because birthdays are a thing of, you know, new beginnings, new things to, it's a new year for you. So we like to do that. And it has helped me expand my palette, I should say. I mean, you do things to you get stuck on a certain rut, and with all of the processed foods and stuff that are out there, like you constantly, you need to try something fresh. You need to try, eat a salad, try something different. If you've never had fries on your salad, try it. It is awesome. That's a Pittsburgh thing, by the way, you put fries on your salad. But it's good. And one time I had fried pickles. That's a thing I would never have thought of frying a pickle, but they actually will take sliced dill pickles, the round circle slices, and they'll fry them up and in batter and stuff, and it's actually pretty good. It's pretty decent, and that's they sell them here in Sheets's and places. I don't think they do it in some other. Sheets's has it, I know for sure. But we try to do something new every time. One of the times that one birthday of Sal's, he really wanted Indian food. He wanted to try that. So we did that. We went to Indian food, and now we love it. We have it almost every Thursday. There's a Indian restaurant near my work, and I go there almost every Thursday and get loaded up on Indian food, and we have it all weekend practically. It's one thing I have learned is that you have to read a menu. You read a menu to say, okay, it's hey, this has chicken in it. Okay, I like chicken. Okay, it has tomatoes in it. Okay, I like tomatoes. It has feta cheese in it. Never had that before. But it has everything else that I do like. So maybe you would try it with just that extra ingredient. And you might actually find that that helps, creates a flavor that you've never had before, and that you may like in the future, or you may not like it, and you just like, yeah, no, I'm good. Had it one time. There's a almost famous restaurant here, I should say, in Pittsburgh that is known for putting fries on sandwiches. And they have it's not sauerkraut, but it's not it's a vinegar type it's a vinegar type of really shredded I think it's cabbage. I think it is. I'm not sure if it is or not. But some people like it, some people don't. And that's just what you end up finding out as to whether or not you like it. We've taken people that have visited us there several times and be like, yep, well, you're in a different town, different food is available to you. You got to try something different. So, but we I did sushi yesterday, and it was okay. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of that. I've had it occasionally, but I didn't have like the sashimi or things like that. I've never had that before, and we were with his uncle who has eaten, knows sushi, knows the different types and stuff, and so I had to ask him, like, okay, what can I eat? What is in all of this, so that I know whether or not I would even attempt to even like stuff like that. And it was actually, some of them were pretty good. I didn't mind it. So, but then of course I didn't then go to the Chinese section and got my chicken and broccoli and lo mein noodles and things like that. So, but I tried something different, and that's what counts. To try. You can't just be total, oh, I only eat mac and cheese, or oh, I only eat steak, or I only eat mashed potatoes and stuff. And you, your body craves other, needs other nutrients than what is available in those. So if you've like never eaten a salad, or you've refused to eat salads, or unless your body reacts of, like if you're, like if you're have celiac disease, that you can't do gluten stuff, things like that. Your body needs that extra, the nutrients that are in other things. You can't just not just eat only those things for all of your life. You gotta find other things that you can munch on. Okay, we're getting a little better on him. While I'm thinking about it, let me spin this guy off to the side and do. I don't think I did. Or did I? Nope, I didn't paint that. Nacho cheese. Ugh. One thing I hate watching, though, so I watch plenty of other YouTube videos here, and shorts, and other people complaining about other, watching other people's videos and stuff, is when those people make those videos of, yeah, I'm just dumping a can of this shit in here, and this stuff in here, and this stuff, and I'm gonna mix it up with my hands, and I'm gonna, oh, I hate that. I know it's clickbait and stuff, and kind of rage bait in a way, to get you to like really holler at some of these people, like, why are you wasting food like that? To, nobody's going to eat this, and you've totally, there was one where they, this person put a can of nacho cheese. No, I'm sure it was a can of nacho cheese into a turkey. It's like, no, you don't do that. You don't. And then they didn't cook the turkey long enough. They just said, oh yeah, just put it in for an hour at such and such. And no, if you really want to kill everybody and give everybody salmonella, sure, go right ahead and do that. But no, I hate that. And then one video, that one account that we always like it, Aubrey, I can't remember his last name. I think his first name is Aubrey. He's a chocolatier, and I believe he is in Las Vegas. I think that's where his places, and we'll so I'll be sitting, just on our iPads and looking, watching stuff, and then we'll be like, "Oh my god, he made a robot, and it's a giant robot made out of chocolate, and or he made a giant banana, or he made a giant um, he made he made the planet for the Daily Planet and put the words around it and had the thing totally moving around in circles and stuff, and it's like he is really, really good for the stuff he creates. um I love watching his videos, and I like that it's short. And what I think is, and I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that what he makes is like the practice runs. I don't think it's the official final. Like he may show you the final, but I'm pretty sure that there are some things that the way he films it, that it's um, that it's the test run of the thing to see if how it will work, how it will look. And he does some really cool stuff. Love watching his stuff. But I hate those people who are like, yeah, just shove a can of this into a. And there's some that they won't even take the sticker off of whenever you see somebody try to. First thing they show is a foil pan, and they don't even bother to take the label off of the inside of the pan. Oh, that's absolutely. You are need to be yeeted into the sun. Don't don't do that stuff. And I hate to post on things like that, because it's like these posts are seen around the world, and you want to tell these people, tell people in other countries that no, we do not cook like this. This is not what we do. Um, and there's one account that he shows. He really, really critiques them and tells them, whether or not he would even attempt to try it. And there was one the other day that was oh, what did they make? Was it I think it was either blueberry or blackberry cobbler, and it was perfectly made. And he said that he couldn't see anything wrong with it. And I said, I see something wrong with it. I said, it's not in my house. And I need that. I would have totally eaten that whole thing. And you would have I would have passed out from eating so much. You would have revived me, and I would have kept on eating more of it, because it's just looked so freaking good. Handling a breakdown. Uh-oh. I'm going to get this just a little bit more. There. There's one other guy that has he tests old um, old recipes from like state fairs and things like that have, or old company recipes, that anything that was in an ad that he does. And God bless him, he's put himself through some of them that were absolutely terrible, like putting vinegar in jello and eating it, and some of those nasty ass ones, they're just so bad. And I think his name's Dylan, I can't remember his last name, but he has a book with all of the ones that passed and that were really, really good, and that to reshare them, because they are they need to be found again. And even some of them were like really, really good, like how to make your own what was it, how to make, I can't remember now. I cannot remember. I think it was a type of cookie that is, it wasn't like Oreos or something like that, but it was something close. But yeah, he found the recipe. Somebody said, here's how you actually make this. And but he had one that was a lemon something. I love lemons. Lemon cookies, lemon. And for me, the lemon has to be a perfect balance of sweet and sour. Just like lemon meringue pie has to be the perfect balance between the two. And he something, it was a super lemony something, I can't remember now what it was, but it looked really, really good. And like when he eats something and you see him sink, he knows that it's really, really good. He eats it. All right, so that's gonna dry. This guy, I did what? I did that. Now I need to do jack-o'-lantern. Hey, I'm gonna put jack-o'-lantern on a jack-o'-lantern. Clean my brushes. And if you're joining, I hope you're having a good Labor Day weekend. I have tomorrow off. It's time 5:30. But I'm probably going to spend it outside, mowing the lawn and doing yard work, because that's what you do on Labor Day. You're going to labor. All right. Dry brushing this. You don't want a lot on your brush. I probably have too much from a little bit, but I'm going to, for a larger section, I need this. And I pull it down. Because I'm helping it give a little bit of .3D. I don't want to say 3D, more 2D onto these. If you hear somebody talking in the background, that's Sal. He's downstairs playing video games with somebody. And I've got a puppy dog sitting on my foot. I don't know where the other one is. But over the upcoming year or so, maybe the next couple of years, I might be incorporating a little bit more ceramics back into my work. My sister and her husband have acquired a storage unit of old ceramic molds, and they want to, once they get settled in to their new house, they want to get that out of the storage and start making things, and they'll want me to paint them. And I've always, when I first started painting ceramics in the late 80s, I would always kind of piss off the lady who ran the place, because I could look at something and say, yeah, this is what it needs to be painted. She would be like, if the mold came with an illustration and said, here's how it was painted and stuff, she would paint it exactly like that and nothing else. She would know. She would have. You've probably seen those little ones of the Dutch boy and the Dutch girl kissing the things. She would paint the girl with something pink and the boy with something blue and stuff, and she would never deviate from that. And when we would go to her classes, like class, it was just kind of a, hey, come here and paint stuff. We would paint it something else, and she would get kind of mad over stuff like that, because, like, I think I've shown this guy before. This is I don't know where I picked this up at. Needs a clear coat. That's what he needs. But this pattern across the top, I hand painted that. That would have blown her mind. She would have never have thought to do something like that. She would have painted the penguin this color, and she would have given him, done what she did. She would have painted the scarf an exact color. She would have painted that, with this color. But as far as painting a pattern on anything, would not. It would end. She actually, she tried to offer she wanted the seller studio and seller stuff, and she wanted us to buy it because we obviously had more talent and insight, I should say, on how things should be painted of these things, and we didn't. Probably something my dad didn't want us to do. But yes, she was. I know this is dry brushing, but I am putting a little bit of water on some of these to, like, really help blend it into the other colors that I got going on here. So yeah, we're looking nice and good. Depending on the paint you use, sometimes you want to work in reverse. Sometimes you want to put the lightest color down first and then build your dark colors over top of it. It depends on the paint that you use. Acrylics and oils, you can, work almost kind of backwards and forwards within it. You can work with a dark background or work with a light background and build back and forth and then apply highlights and stuff to it. So you've got all kinds of different ways that you can do, but gouache and watercolors can't really quite do that. Especially with watercolors, you have to really work from light to dark. So if I was doing this in watercolors, I would have definitely have applied like a yellow wash or a yellow base and then worked my oranges into it to get it up to the colors that you needed it to be if I really wanted it to be to get the depth and the shadows and the things to work. So I will dip paintbrush there because I put too much paint right here. And I'm just trying to draw it down. Turn it up to the sides. But yes, I want to try to get these done so that I can first give them to my mom and my sister, but one of these weekends, actually, you know what? I should actually probably take a day off to do it. I gotta decorate my yard for Halloween. Yay! And I get kind of like a mad scientist when I start decorating the yard because I do it, and sometimes Sal helps, but he helps as much as he can. But I will decorate, set up things in the yard, and I will get kind of giddy over decorating stuff, and then when the lights come on at night, and I've got it all set up, I'm ready to go. Actually, I might do that. I have a holiday that I have to take, and I haven't taken it yet. So, I mean, I have one holiday scheduled, of course, for Halloween because I always take Halloween off. But I might do that. That way, I can spend a day and decorate the yard. Because with fall coming, it gets colder. It gets the rain. If it's raining, the rain is cold and stuff, and it can ruin your chances to actually build something outside and do something outside and get stuff done. So I may have to do that. Where'd that thing go? Oh, there it is. I found it. So that's Jack-o'-lantern. He looks cool. So you can see. And the point of it is like, not that you're going to see this up close, this close that you're seeing. It's going to be from a distance. So from a distance, you're going to see like, oh, okay, there is more of things. You're not going to see much of the highlights, but you'll see that there is some highlights and shadows on the pumpkin. Like I said, I am going to paint inside of this black. But let's get back to this guy. Okay. That green was dark foliage green. And you were dark orange. Dark orange. Okay. Actually, hold up. Before I do that, give me that guy back. All right, I'm just going to take a round brush. And I'm going to go in here and plop. Plop, plop. There we go. Uh-oh, who's visiting? Hi, Soka. How are you, puppy? Yes, it's a Soka puppy dog. Soka, come here, like, are you done yet? Are you done yet? Do you have anything to eat? Do you? I'm hungry. I already ate, but I'm hungry. And there's a package outside. Then nobody got up. I barked. But nobody went out to see if what it is, because it could be a bomb, and I'll make sure that it's not, or it could be Chewy. It could be my Chewy order that you don't know that I ordered, and it could be something out there, and nobody's getting up to go get it, and I need to know what it is. You're a silly dog. I'm just randomly dotting. You don't want to go. You really want to make them random. You don't want to go dot, dot, dot. No, that's mandalas. That's not what this is. You want to really make it look like it's a good random, because if you really look at those gourds and those pumpkins, there is total randomness. It is not. I really could also take take the brush and just spatter it on. I could do that. It gets messy, but it could work. What puppy? It's getting there. It's looking good. But designing a pumpkin or painting a pumpkin like this, there is no rhyme and reason to it. It is pure chaos. It can be just dots and random spots and big little, looky there, got a big chunk of something. Green warty one is going to be cool. Oh, you poor doggies. Nobody to play with. Nobody to do anything. Do right there. Cool. All right. What's up, pups? Cleaning off my brushes. All right, back to you. All right, we said that this was 56-1. Oh, it's okay, Julia. I hope your breakdown wasn't too bad. Hope it was just to fend somebody off from eating all of the chicken and dumplings. All right, so now I'm going to add random dots, lines. Please, Scott, because they are not. One dot over top of a dot. It works. Go to here. Start to look good. There we go. He's looking good. I like it. I'm gonna Okay. So we're going to put some random dots, like way here, do dot, random spots, because they don't. Like I could do. I'm just putting some finer. Splat. Yeah, that'll work too. Oh, that'll work too. Jeez. The only thing, a reason why I don't really like doing that too, when I paint, is because when you hit it, it doesn't necessarily go just downwards. It goes upwards too. And so, can't see it, but I've got green dots on my hands now from that, which may mean I probably have green dots here on the orange that I just painted. It's okay. I can live with that, but I should have covered that first. But it gives you extra stuff to draw a line. It's one way that I could do it, and you can take an old a toothbrush, and you can wet the toothbrush with it, and then just take your finger and run the toothbrush finger across the toothbrush bristles, and that'll splatter too. That's another way that you can do it. What are you doing, dog? Oh. He's looking cool. He's looking cool. Forgot this little section here. Paint. Here. I'll put a big spot right there. Like you need one there. He needed a beauty mark. Give me a big splotch. And here, I'll do it this way before, so that I don't get paint anywhere else. This will help. water too. There we go. There we go. That's some good. Now you won't see these unless you really looked up into it, but cool. Oh. Would your daughter prefer to watch videos like this? Just to watch somebody pee? Might it is my form of escapism. Crap! I had the word on the top of my head. It was tip of my tongue. What it was? Meditation. There you go. That's what it was. It is my form of doing that. I am just applying a little bit of a darker green in some spots. I'm not going crazy with it. I'm just because you really can't see it unless you're here and looking. But I'm glad she has you to take care of her, Julia. It is it is good that we've come so far to recognize these things, whereas before we would rather have hidden these people away and not wanted anything because of their imperfections in a way. Oh, he's looking good. I think he's better than the other ones that I've done so far. The more I do these, the more it's like, yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. Let's go. All right, let me clean that one up. All right. Let's get that off of there. Put that back. Oh my gosh, SpongeBob. I have what you call it, Paramount, and I have watched all of the SpongeBobs, and yes, pretty much my the first one I ever saw was Bus Stop, and the where he takes the bus to Rock Bottom for the first time and finds out that there's other life and has to talk like that the whole time, and that was my favorite one because of him putting the dollar into the thing and having a bus come by at the same time. Yeah, I know that struggle, but my there I think it's I want to say it's called Survival of the Idiots. I can't remember I think that's the name of it. There's one where it's Free Balloon Day. And Patrick and SpongeBob are like, I don't know. What do you want to do today? I don't know. What do you want to do today? I don't know. What do you That was me and my sister for the longest time. We would goof off saying that, but we never saw SpongeBob until that point. So I think she hasn't actually seen SpongeBob. I know she would like it if she saw him, but that that little bit always reminded me of her and I doing stuff like silly stuff like that. What do you want to do today? I don't know. But my favorite when it comes on, I have to crank it up. Is it's called Enchanted Tiki Dreams, and it's um, where they create an oasis of for Squidward because he's upset. They've pissed him off too much, and um, they have to they create a tiki place for him to relax. And then the tiki song that they sing, I always do the ooh ah ooh tiki tiki. I love that. That one's one of my favorites. So, but Nick, or is it Nicktoons, has been playing SpongeBob nonstop, and I will play that sometimes when I'm painting too, just to, and even when I'm working, I'll put it on just to have it on. But I don't know if you know this, but the the artist that has been doing SpongeBob, I want to say, I can't remember what season he started. Sorry, he's actually the artist that created Ren and Stimpy. So when you see um, some of the reactions when they really go crazy, or the reactions and open their mouths, or do some wild and zany reaction, that is actually, you can see Ren and Stimpy kind of in that style um, of with SpongeBob and Patrick. And I honestly, I don't like it. I think it's a little too, I want to call it obscene. Um, it's just a little too strong, and um, I shouldn't call it obscene. It's just too aggravating. I don't know what I want to call it. But it's just, it was good for Ren and Stimpy. It's not good for SpongeBob. I'm not, don't care for it. Um, and I do like that how I had somebody tell me that they would let their kids watch The Simpsons more than they would let them watch SpongeBob, because SpongeBob was um, Bart and Lisa Simpson would always end up doing what was right, or Lisa especially, but Bart would end up doing what was right at the end of the thing, and it would end up being more of a learning thing. Whereas, because SpongeBob is kind of based on the seven deadly sins, that you have gluttony, what is it? Lust, crabs is lust. Um, I can't. And oh, I can't remember what. Can't remember what Squidward is supposed to be, but even Sandy is supposed to be one. And actually, there was one, there's been 2 episodes. Actually, no, I just let's say 2. There's been 1 episode that has been banned, and they won't show it anymore. And it was Krabs gets a little crazy over a quarantine, and it was a little too close to being like how things were through the pandemic and how crazy people got of like wearing masks and things. And that one is banned. They won't show that one at all anymore. And I don't even know if it's available on Paramount Plus either. I don't think it's there. But the one I saw the other day that was done by the guy of Ren and Stimpy style was Sandy got a little too aggressive and wanted to catch all of SpongeBob took her jellyfishing, and she got way too aggressive and caught all of the jellyfish and didn't want to let them go, and then decided to finally let them go. But then she was really, really aggressive over it, and I did not like that in the character to see that. So I did not care for that one. I didn't. And the guy who does the Ren and Stimpy stuff like really, really exaggerates the facial expressions and stuff like that. And I didn't like it. It's not one of my favorite ones. I was really kind of. I mean, she does see the error in her ways and tries to like calm down and do meditations and do does the lotus sitting and stuff like that and tries to do it, but it was not one of the better SpongeBob's at all. I really do not like that. And Bubble Bass, I can't stand that character. I wish they didn't made him into an actual character because I really don't like him. I don't care for him at all. But so I like to watch season 1, season 2, pretty much like you said, season 1 through 9 is pretty good. And until the guy starts doing when Steve Hildebrand, I think was the guy when he passed away. That was after that it kind of went downhill. But now that I watch it, or I listen to it off to the side, I listen more for can't remember. Sorry, the name escapes me now. Kenny, something. The guy who actually does the voice for SpongeBob. He did. He does Frenchie, and he does Patchy the Pirate, and stuff. So there are other characters that he does, and I just did not realize that also Clancy Brown, who does Mr. Krabs, has also done other characters within the show too, and I just get a kick out of hearing he has a really deep voice, and it's just funny to listen to him do that. So this guy, I want to say, oops, let me get a little bit of water on you. And I don't like doing that, but I will put a little bit of water on this. All right, ready? 1, 2. A little bit more water. Cool. Oh, he looks good. I don't think I'm going to change anything more on him. He was in the Highlander, yes. And he also does the voice of Surtur in Thor Ragnarok. The big, who he says, he's like, this is a crown. It's on my head, He does Surtur in that. And I think it's funny. He's also done, he was a Dravonian in Star Wars in one of the Mandalorian episodes. He looked like a devil. He had little devil's horns in that, but he's been in he was the voice of Surtur and in Ragnarok. And so when you listen to that voice and when you listen to things of in SpongeBob, you hear his voice and you'll be like, oh my gosh, that's actually him. And another little silly fun fact about SpongeBob, the guy who plays does the voice for Plankton. He just goes by the name of Mr. Lawrence. He actually drew Weird Al's album cover for, I think it was the Food album. So he's a little bit of an artist too. But and if you've seen the one where they celebrate SpongeBob's birthday and they send SpongeBob up to up to the surface and they travel around in the fish tank around the area. Everybody that is in the show is on the surface. They obviously go to a version of the Krusty Krab, and they're there. Clancy Brown shows up, and the guy at the registers, the guy who does the voice for Squidward, and there's Pearl, the girl who does Pearl. She the lady that does Pearl, she picks up the aquarium and takes it into the pet store. And of course, Sandy Cheeks, the lady who does Sandy Cheeks, is also at the restaurant and stuff. And so, but Sandy Cheeks is like her character just has been just annoying me lately. It's just like, yeah, it's okay, yeah, but it's good. But yeah, I will probably play that here tonight after I'm finished here. Okay, so actually, you know what? I'm not 29 to 30 me. Actually, let me do the dark. Give a little bit of this. Last year, when we do Halloween, I do the trick. My husband does the treat. I will go out and stand on the street, and he will sit in the yard and he'll hand out the candy. But I will stand out in the street and I usually tell him, hey, there's so many kids coming, so that he can grab however many bags of candy that he needs. And sometimes the kids come up to me. They forget that I'm the one that has the trick. And because I'll usually have a bucket or something with me. So they'll come up to me to like, oh, hey, they'll go come at me, trick or treat. And I'll pull out like a rubber snake. I've pulled out a can of dog food. I've pulled out, the biggest thing that I will get everybody with is silly string. I will pull out silly string and squirt them with silly string, and they'll holler and yell at me. They get mad at me because they just put their costume on, likely, and I'm the first person that they see, and I squirt silly string all over their costume, and then they shake it off, and then they keep going on about their trick or treating. But one thing I also do is, like, if I don't get them before they walk into the yard, I will get them after they leave the yard, because they'll come into the yard, they'll get the candy from my husband, and they'll leave. And then I'll be like, oh, wait, you dropped something, or like, oh, hey, you forgot something. And then I'll hit them with a silly string. So I always do the trick. And my mom has been coming down the past couple of years to help me with the trick, because we've done things, lots of fun things to get people to trick them into getting hit with silly string. And then we have a blast doing it. Mom loves it. And so we will do the silly string as the trick. And I always get them. It's just so fun to get to freak people out. The one day of the year you're basically allowed to do it. You have to expect that you're going to get something happen to you. So, all right, he's done. All right, so actually, let's get a nice close-up shot of this. He's cool. He's neat. All right, this guy. Here you can see a little bit of the purple one here. Yes. And you know what? It is, speaking of, it's nerd time. Color did I do that? 46. I don't know about this. Oh, come on. Ugh, that's too fluorescent of a green. That's what's called sour apple. Eek. Yeah, don't like that one either. One thing I've done lately is, of course, through YouTube, there's a channel called Four Paws, and like Four Paws, PAWS, and they have 10 hours of bird feeders or squirrels eating stuff and things like that. And I will play that sometimes when I go to sleep, because sometimes I just want to hear, just simple stuff like that, whether it's sounds of nature kind of thing, to have, peep toes or something, or crickets and stuff. And I will put that on. And what is so funny is that sometimes there will be a bunny on the thing, and the bunny will come out, and my dogs will be sitting there watching it. Let me just be looking at it like, what? There's a bunny. And then the bunny will run off the screen, and they'll be like, where'd it go? Yes, hi, Ahsoka. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yeah, I grew up on PBS, but mine was more PBS of Sesame Street and Electric Company. And then it wasn't until, we'd have the usual the good Saturday morning cartoons. And actually, I found an account here on YouTube that somehow is showing those from the 70s. I haven't watched any of them because I have to cartoons you may have grown up on as a kid, and then you watch them now and you wonder, what in the world were they smoking when they did that? And it's completely different. SpongeBob's pretty much stayed the same, but there has been some episodes where I'm like, yeah, I'm not crazy about that one. I always liked in the 90s the Batman Adventures. That was my go-to. That and X-Men, I would always watch those too. Loved watching that. All right. So, I don't think you guys got to see my cute little toy. I think I need that for this. Give me 1 second. Let me move this off to the side and not fall over. Okay. Oh, stop. Hold on a second. I drop shit. This is my new toy. I've had it for a little bit. It hurts to shake things like this. And sometimes when I get some of these paints, that is solid, and it's not. It needs to be really, really mixed good. So what I looked for was, it's a little mini mixer. And what you do is just put the paint down here. It's really for, this isn't really for the high paints like this. I couldn't put one of my big bottles in this, or I probably even could have put I probably could put a bottle of unicorn spin in it and do it. But it's vortexes and spins them around. So you basically just put it on here, and I'm going to turn on though. I'm going to hold on to it because it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be more on a table that so the suction cups underneath it can hold it good. But it stirs it really, really good for me. And again, this is really more for chemistry. It's for that type. You would put a test tube down into it and spin it. Some other people have used it for the paint used for car models, model paints and stuff like that. Something enamel that needs to be spun around and stirred a little easier than just by shaking it, or something. Say you don't want something to have bubbles in it when you shake it. But all it takes is just a few minutes, a few seconds, I should say. And if I pop that back open, there, look at that. It all fell down. It's all nice and smooth. And that's all I need is like 30 seconds on my new toy. And that works. Okay. Trying to make room. Make room. Make room. Make room for this lovely fun thing. And I am actually this one. I'm going to sponge this on. I know, puppy. I will be almost done. All right. This, I am just sponging it, getting just a little bit like that. Ooh, boy, that's dark. Okay. Maybe I should have gone with a little lighter one. Oh, there we go. I can wipe it off. Wipe it around. That's what I want. A bit. Okay. So I'm kind of dry brushing it with the sponge. I'm not dabbing it and getting it in. I'm just applying it and then just spreading it around with the sponge. Okay. He's going to be cool. I mean, I thought the other one up here that I did was cool, but this guy's going to be really cool too. He's going to be neat. All right. And this is, by the way, Alfalfa from Folk Art. That's the color that it is. And this is the super foam stuff that you can put to seal cracks and stuff. Sprayed this on, and I give you a little bit. And it's pretty stuck on. I mean, I'm kind of aggressively going at it with this sponge, and it is pretty stuck. It isn't going anywhere. I love that. It's so cool. Here. And brushing it because it's drying up pretty quick as soon as I put it on. So I want to make sure. If you see this, it is giving me a little bit of the dark where it dried real quick. But if I can manipulate it, come on, puppy, get underneath me. Oh, he's going to look cool. He's going to be so cool. Yes, I feel you, puppy. He's like one of those gourds that you look at and go, ew, but it's cool. It's a cool ew. Okay. Because I'm not seeing what. Oh yeah, let's not spill the water. Oh yeah, need some right there. Oh yeah, he's gonna be cool. Sweet. Clean, 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 clean. Okay, now let's actually. Oh, I will sponge just a little bit. Just a little, not much. Oop, this guy didn't get it over here. Just a little bit. Yoo-hoo. Oh, he looks neat. Okay, so let's put him off to the side. Sponges are kind of hard to clean, so I just am going to set him in my water and let it soak. Okay. Now, let's break out the necklace of color. You don't have a name for this thing. Creative. Actually, I should go that color. What are you? You're 45-1 English U green. I don't want it to be green. I don't want it to be blue-green. Because that's what these are. These are my blue-greens. You can definitely see that's a blue-green. That's phthalo green. Of course it's a blue-green. And this one is, of course, thicket. Thicket. Yeah, maybe I'll do thicken. So I'll have to flip around to see what your shamrock. So let me see, this one was. Actually, oh, I don't want to use that color. It's my oldest of oldest colors. This is the one I'm thinking I have to use. And it's Boston Fern. Number 44. That is one of my oldest colors. And I love it. It's just a cool color. I mean, I could use Timberline. I don't think I can use Timberline. Timberline's not that dark. Yeah. Timberline doesn't match it. Oh, I may have to do Boston Fern. The reason why I'm hesitant in using some of these older colors is because they don't make them anymore. So, and I don't think I have, like, once this is gone, it's gone. Unless I can find another color from one of the other brands that matches it and matches it good enough. Once this is gone, it's gone. I'm not going to have it anymore. So I hate using it. Let me look into it here. It should still be good. Oh yeah. Actually, it needs the machine. It needs shaken up. Oh, I wish we had a storm here. It is so dry out in my yard that when the dogs run, you see dust. And I would love to, with the cold weather snap that we've had, it's been, even the plants and everything are like, whoa, okay, thought we had another month to go before we had to deal with this stuff. And so some of them are like shutting down early and dying off early. It's like, no, you needed to last a little longer. I don't think we are getting anything. See, now you're going to make me look up the weather in my area. And I'm just going to be jealous because, yeah, there's no rain. Okay, there's rain, a little tiny storm, not storm, maybe a sprinkle. Out in Ohio. Some lucky dog up in near Grove City is getting some rain. A little tiny bit of rain, if anything. If it's even making it down to the ground. We had that happen the other day. We had, we were supposed to get a good, decent amount of rain. And it was just, the clouds got here and it just fizzled out. You could see that it was just coming down out of the sky, but it wasn't reaching the ground. It was really sucked. We really need the rain. Oh, I'm so jealous. Shut up. Okay, Boston Fern, you are going to get used on my favorite. Oh, actually, he might actually be good for this. This is quite watery. And I could probably take a thing and scrape off the paint on the side and let it set down into that. But in the thing I have here, my paints lay on their side. And so like twice a year, I will go through and I will turn my paints around so that they aren't completely sitting on one side the whole time. I'll flip them over so that they can still mix and they don't get dried out on one side. Okay, give me, where'd you go? There you are. Okay. This, I don't think I have. Yeah, we don't have a picture of this one. This one is going to be little about down there. Oops. Totally screwed that one up, but that's okay. It can be that color. And I'm just going to pat this is supposed to be here. Just doing a little bit. Make it messy. Because that's what this gourd was. It was kind of... It was this color, kind of this color, but it had these dark green veins in it, and it was warty. So I am not going to call that up all the way. I'm going to stop there. But it's spotted like how that one up there was. So I can put here, I can see that. Hiding there. Oh, he's interesting. Okay. Right. He's cool. here. Put some dots down here that you can't see very well. Make him a wart. All right, so now I'm actually going to take a little bit of this and just spot. A little bit. Okay. He's going to be really interesting with the black in the eyes. So, just randomly applying dots. Ooh, 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 ooh. You need a. Well, that one has a hole. That was a wart. An inverted wart. Put a little darker spots here. A little bit more. Woo, boy, this one stinks. This paint stinks. Give him a little of a lump. Do another little lump around. Yeah. He looks cool. He looks so cool. All right. Okie doke. So I am, I'm going to say he's done. I could, sorry. I don't want to put any of that alfalfa in dots in there. I might think about that. But he's looking cool. So next week, I'm going to tackle these guys. Because, there are those pumpkins that are like a mauve, old pink color that's really... They kind of remind me of old Avon makeup, if you know what I mean. So some of them were that icky color that nobody ever would wear. What did I just do? So, and this guy down here, he's probably not going to be this color green. There are ones that are of a more not really a grass green, but of a more olive kind of green. So that's what he's going to get turned into. But I just wanted to paint the base on it so I knew what color to paint him. So to recap, we got this cool guy. I will paint the inside black here. That'll be one change you'll see. I'll work on that here tonight. A regular pumpkin. And then, of course, that cool pumpkin. Or gourd, whichever you prefer to do. So, cool. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, I'm hoping to do this again on Sunday, again at 4 o'clock East Coast time. There is one of these Sundays that I'm going to not do it. It'll be later in September. We're going to do stuff at a flea market. We're going to get a booth at a flea market and do a flea market. So I'm going to be doing that. So thank you very much. Have a safe Labor Day. Don't drink and drive, please. If you're having friends over and stuff like that, just make sure everybody gets home safe and stuff, because there are a lot of idiots out there that don't know how to not behave themselves. And obviously we see those people, when we watch the other videos from Lone Wolf. We see the results of it. So, but thank you very much for watching. And I will probably, like I said, probably be back again next Sunday at 4 o'clock. Thanks, guys.